Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest things that I see holding people back from making progress with their acid reflux, GERD, LPR. These are 5 sneaky things that could be driving your reflux problem or preventing you from making progress in healing this issue. Why should you listen to me? Well, I struggled with GERD for over a decade. I had severe erosive GERD. That's why I started this YouTube channel, and I have been sharing my journey along the way. I have loads of videos in my acid reflux playlist about how I healed my own GERD, came off of PPIs, and then eventually I became a registered dietitian. And now I specialize in reflux and GI disorders, and I have a team of amazing dietitians, and we help hundreds of people overcome reflux and take back their health. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe and join the family. One thing that I see people really messing up is thinking way too much about what they're eating, hyper focusing on what they're eating, and then not thinking about the how. The how is what I call mealtime mindfulness or mealtime hygiene, and this is critical for your digestion, making progress with your reflux, preventing reflux episodes so your tissues can heal. This is taking your time with meals, chewing well to applesauce consistency, not rushing through your meals and feeling like you have to go a million miles an hour. When you're rushed and you're stressed during a meal, this puts your body in the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight side of the nervous system. Your body cannot digest well here. Your sphincters don't close. Your lower esophageal sphincter doesn't close well. We want to slow down, chew well. Chewing, by the way, stimulates 30 to 50% of your digestive juices. So slowing down, shifting the body into parasympathetic nervous system response. This is absolutely key. When we shift the body into parasympathetic, this is where your body can really digest. This is the rest and digest response. So practicing your mealtime mindfulness, this changed the game for me. I used to burn the candle at both ends. I was just hustling and rushing through my meals, and I'm wondering why I was feeling like crap afterwards. And it's because I wasn't chewing, I wasn't taking my time, and I was constantly in fight or flight. So this is really key. What I want you to do is kind of set a timer, see how long your meals are taking you now, and try to stretch it out a little bit. Take your time, put the fork down a few times, take a deep breath before your meal and after, so that you're activating that parasympathetic side of the nervous system and supporting digestion. Not that what you eat isn't important, it is important, but you have to also think about the how. I just got back for a run and I'm honestly not hungry, but I'm gonna be running some errands. I know that I'm not gonna really have the ability to eat. And this brings me to my second mistake that I see a lot of our clients making is not front loading their nutrition. So kind of waiting to eat, avoiding food. Maybe you don't want to get reflux during the workday, or you're just not really sure what to eat and you end up under eating most of the day. And then you're so hungry at night that you are overeating at night, or just in a state of lack of nutrition. This is a big mistake, number one, because we don't want most of our calories, most of our nutrition to be at night. If we have reflux, it's going to increase the likelihood for nighttime reflux. But number two, also we are not nourishing our gut and giving our body energy and helping to balance our blood sugar throughout the day, which is going to be a trigger for reflux if we're not taking care of our gut health, if we're not managing blood sugar. So getting good nutrition throughout the day and thinking about front loading your nutrition. So having a really good breakfast, a really good lunch, and an afternoon snack. Dinner ideally should be the lightest meal. So this is another mistake I see. Okay, I'm off to do some errands, but first I'm gonna have my snack, which is whole grain toast. I just toasted up some whole grain bread, which has good fiber, B vitamins. I defrosted some frozen blueberries in the microwave, and this is a great way to just make fruit a little bit more affordable. Mash it up with some whey protein powder, and this is a great, delicious, antioxidant rich, fiber rich, and protein rich snack. It's kind of like making your own homemade jam, and I find that the blueberries aren't super acidic compared to raspberries, but if blueberries are too acidic right now for you, you could absolutely do this with like pumpkin or even applesauce or something on top of your toast. Since I just got back, I am refilling our water pitcher. I use the Zero water pitcher. Don't work with them, but they're just a great water pitcher if you're looking for something that is, you know, really going to remove all of the icky things we don't want in our water. But I wish someone told me this sooner, that drinking water, the way you drink your water, can be a reflux trigger. So I used to chug tons of water with my meals because I thought it would like keep me full longer, or I thought it was, you know, the only time I could hydrate in my day because I was too busy to hydrate in between meals. And this is actually really not great. You don't want to be chugging your water with your meals or drinking a lot of water with your meals, because this dilutes digestive fluids like digestive enzymes and stomach acid. It also increases the total volume in your stomach. And when you have too much volume of food and liquid in your stomach, it's way too full, this is a big reflux trigger. So sip, sip, sip in between meals is what I always tell my clients. That window, 20 minutes before and 20 minutes after a meal, you can have sips, but avoid like a ton of water. You don't want to be drinking a ton of water during your meal or the 20 minutes before and after. This helped me so much when I stopped drinking a ton of water with my meals, because I felt like I could actually digest better. And it really helped me prevent reflux because there wasn't a ton of liquid in my stomach that was just like ready to splash up in reflux. So I hope this tip helps you, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me that this is like an amazing tip. So when I was struggling with reflux, I mentioned that I kind of burned the candle at both ends, and I did not realize how powerful the nervous system is in reflux and digestion. So here's the thing. Your nervous system is regulated by your digestion. So far too many people are totally neglecting the nervous system, including myself, and not really acknowledging like how this can be a major catalyst in your reflux healing journey. So it's wild how your nervous system literally controls your digestion. So I mentioned earlier that if you're in the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, that's where you can digest well. If you're always in fight or flight, you cannot digest well and your sphincters don't work well. So the mistake here is not thinking about the vagus nerve. We need to be taking care of our vagus nerve every single day, whether that's deep breathing throughout the day, long exhale breaths really stimulate the vagus nerve, or a 5-minute meditation in the morning. Whatever it is that helps you feel safe. The body needs to feel safe and calm to function at its best. So a lot of people are walking around with a really high level of stress, or even dealing with unresolved traumas or certain things like that can keep your nervous system on high alert. And this is something that prevented me from making progress for a very long time with my reflux symptoms, and I don't want that to be you. So your mindset is everything, because that then impacts your nervous system. So if you're walking around constantly thinking, I'm never going to get better, I'm never going to heal, your nervous system is going to hear that, and it's really going to impact your progress. So doing something every day for your nervous system is super important.
Good morning, friends. This morning I had a banana and an apple before the gym, and this would have been like such a hard decision for me when I was dealing with reflux. I feel like I used to second guess literally everything I ate, and I really second guessed my fruits and vegetables. I was really afraid of like which fruits were more acidic or less acidic, and I ended up like not eating for gut health. My gut health was in the trash because I was eating the same 5 foods all of the time. And I see this all the time with my clients, where they are so focused on eliminating the reflux that they lose complete sight of just general digestive health and digestive wellness. So what ends up happening is we get so far away from like what is a healthy diet. We're so focused on the disease that we lose sight of health. And we don't want to do this, because your gut microbiome is literally the center of your health. So when we get ultra restrictive and we're layering on low histamine, low FODMAP, so many layers of restriction, we end up having a very small array of foods. And this is harmful for your microbiome. It's harmful for your gut health. It also creates a high level of hypervigilance and anxiety around food that is dysregulating to the nervous system. And then, you know, what is the point of this? What is the point if we are totally dysregulated? We're not going to be able to digest well. So that is the other mistake that I made. So many of our clients make when they first come to us, is just restricting too many foods and neglecting gut health, which requires a diversity of plants, fruits, vegetables to nourish your microbiome.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about what to eat and how to heal your acid reflux, I released a really helpful video of me going through a grocery store highlighting my favorite reflux-friendly foods. You can find this here, and I tell you the top foods for healing reflux, supporting your gut health, and finally finding relief. If you're new here, definitely subscribe, like this video. It really helps support my channel and helps me continue to provide free information. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this community and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.